This just happened. At the 2025 Robotics Expo in Tokyo, Hyundai Motor Group rolled out a robot that doesn't walk like a human or pretend to be a pet. Instead, it drives, balances, adapts, and can carry out real-world tasks. That robot is called MobED. If you thought robots were still a niche novelty, this changes everything. MobED isn't a demo, it's a production-ready platform built for delivery, logistics, even everyday mobility. And it might reshape work and transport forever. When Hyundai decided to build a different robot. For decades, robotics has been drawn toward humanoid ambition, bipedal limbs, anthropomorphic gestures, human-like appearance. Companies invested heavily in legs, arms, gestures, but reality proved unforgiving. Humanoid robots are complex, fragile, and hard to scale. Hyundai charted a different path. By late 2025 at the International Robot Exhibition, IREX 2025, in Tokyo, they unveiled something that felt almost humble. A flat, four-wheeled platform. Quiet, compact, unassuming. Yet beneath that modest shell lay ambitious engineering and serious ambition. They called it MobED, Mobile Eccentric Droid. The name itself signals a shift. Not a robot that mimics a human, but a machine built for motion, balance, and purpose. Rather than gamble on awkward humanoid balance, Hyundai invested in stability, terrain adaptability, and real-world utility. When the first concept appeared at CES 2022, it was labeled interesting. Today, with the production-ready version revealed, the world is beginning to grasp just how meaningful that decision might be. MobED is not about glitzy demos or Hollywood-style androids. It's about solving practical robotics, making robots that move like a machine, think like software, and operate like real tools in human environments. That shift from spectacle to substance might have far greater consequences than many realized inside those expo halls. What makes MobED special? The engineering behind the promise. At its heart, MobED abandons the anthropomorphic dream. Instead of legs and arms, it uses 4 independently controlled wheels connected to a unique mechanism that adjusts posture, balance, and orientation in real time. Hyundai calls this the eccentric control mechanism, an engineering marvel that allows the platform to keep its body level and stable, even when traversing uneven terrain or climbing small curbs. The system automatically compensates for slopes, bumps, or obstacles by adjusting each wheel's height and angle so the chassis stays flat. That might sound technical, but its effect is profound. With this design, MobED becomes a mobility robot that doesn't require perfectly flat, predictable environments. It can navigate indoor corridors, warehouse aisles, or crowded factory floors, but also manage outdoor sidewalks, loading docks, uneven surfaces, and small elevation changes. The flexibility this provides is rare among robots, which traditionally require carefully controlled environments. MobED's hardware is matched by equally modern software. It features an AI-powered autonomy suite combining LiDAR, depth cameras, and visual sensors. This fusion allows the robot to detect obstacles, map surroundings, plan optimal paths, and avoid hazards in real time. Whether indoors between tight shelves or outside in parking lots, MobED perceives its environment and makes decisions, enabling true autonomous navigation without human intervention. Hyundai describes its design philosophy with 3 guiding principles: adaptive mobility, hardware, intuitive autonomy, software, and infinite journey, applications. By combining mechanical adaptability with intelligent perception and flexible modularity, MobED becomes less a fixed-function robot and more a universal mobile platform, a base that can be outfitted for diverse tasks with modular attachments or customized software. In short, this robot is built not for one job, but many. That makes it not a prototype, but a framework for future robotics adoption at scale. Why MobED could rewrite the rules for delivery, logistics, and everyday work. Imagine a warehouse at dawn. There are no forklifts, no conveyors, no pallets waiting to be loaded. Instead, small flat robots glide silently along the aisles. They adjust their height to match shelf levels, recognize boxes, avoid each other, move with precision. That's the world MobED could enable. Because it doesn't need customized infrastructure or carefully laid out paths, the eccentric wheel design and autonomy sensors allow flexible, dynamic operations. For last-mile delivery, MobED presents a compelling alternative to drones or delivery vans. It can navigate sidewalks, cross small curbs, climb gentle slopes, and carry tens of kilograms, all without human guidance. A fleet of these robots could deliver packages across neighborhoods with efficiency, lower cost, and fewer emissions. And unlike bulky delivery vans, they could access tighter urban areas or indoor drop-off points. In factories and logistics centers, MobED could replace or augment traditional forklift trucks and hand-carried loads, especially for tasks that require navigating complex indoor layouts. Because it's modular and customizable, the same base platform can carry boxes 1 hour, transport equipment the next, or even serve as a mobile camera rig for inventory scanning or video documentation. Even outside heavy industry, MobED could find a role. With its compact size, smooth navigation mechanics, and autonomy suite, it could serve as a versatile mobility or support platform, carrying tools, guiding tours, assisting in hospitals, acting as mobile storage, or supporting media production crews. The fact that it is designed as a universal platform suggests Hyundai envisions it not just for business, but eventual consumer-level adoption. Perhaps most importantly, because MobED doesn't require specialized infrastructure, the cost of deployment, relative to benefit, goes down. Companies won't have to rebuild warehouses or retrofit facilities. They'll just plug in robots and deploy them. That ease of adoption accelerates the pace of automation in sectors often considered difficult to automate. What happens when robots don't need special environments anymore? One of the greatest limitations of robotics has always been the environment. Robots thrive on order, straight lines, smooth floors, predictable paths. Real-world environments rarely provide that. That's why many robots live inside research labs, warehouses with perfect floors, or carefully controlled factory settings. MobED threatens to dissolve that barrier. Its design allows navigation over irregular terrain, adaptive platform leveling, and obstacle avoidance, meaning it can operate wherever a wheeled vehicle can go. That includes warehouses, factories, sidewalks, parking lots, indoor corridors, small shops, farms, or loading docks. Suddenly, the concept of a robot-friendly environment begins to shift. Instead of reshaping buildings to fit robots, robots reshape themselves to fit the environment. This has profound implications. Deployment becomes easier. Maintenance becomes simpler. Scaling up no longer requires massive infrastructural changes. Small businesses, local logistics providers, hospitals, and even urban services in small cities could theoretically adopt this technology. Not just huge corporations with deep pockets. MobED's modularity means it can evolve. As new tasks emerge, new attachments or software can repurpose the same base robot. Delivery today, inspection tomorrow, museum guide the day after. The robot becomes a utility, not a novelty. Over time, that versatility could shift robotics from niche specialization to ubiquitous utility. And because the platform is designed with real-world conditions in mind, maintenance, battery recharging, charging infrastructure, and daily operation become manageable, something that has historically limited the practicality of autonomous robots at scale. With a robot that just works, robotics may finally escape the lab and enter everyday industry. The social and economic ripples of a robot that delivers, carries, moves. MobED isn't just a machine, it's a potential disruptor. As it moves from concept to mass production, Hyundai says commercial sales will begin in the first half of 2026. Hyundai Motor Group. It will start interacting with human systems, logistics, supply chains, retail, services, delivery networks. The ripple effect will be broad and unpredictable. For workers in delivery services, warehousing, logistics, simple transport tasks often among the most repetitive and physically demanding, MobED could present a direct threat. A robot that carries packages, moves inventory, navigates tight spaces, and works reliably day and night changes the logic of labor cost and human roles. For businesses, the attraction is obvious. Lower labor cost, continuous operation, lower risk of injury, easier scalability, and minimal adaptation of existing infrastructure. A small warehouse might deploy a handful of robots instead of hiring dozens of workers. A courier company could replace bulky vans with compact autonomous robots for local delivery. A small manufacturing shop could automate internal transport or material handling. For society, the shift raises difficult questions. What happens to the workforce during this transition? Will there be retraining? Will jobs be lost faster than new ones emerge? Who ensures safety, responsible deployment, maintenance, and oversight? As robots peel off tasks humans once did, entire occupational categories could change rapidly. But support systems, education, regulation, social safety nets may lag behind. There are also deeper structural implications. Because MobED doesn't need expensive infrastructure, robotics adoption could accelerate in developing economies or smaller cities, not just in wealthy industrialized zones. That could shift global supply chain dynamics, redistribute where goods are manufactured or handled, and reshape competitive advantages for nations capable of deploying robotics at scale. And perhaps most importantly, this technology expands the idea of mobility. Robots that carry goods, move tools, handle repetition. Those become infrastructure. They become part of how goods move, services operate, and business functions. Over time, robots like MobED might become as common as forklifts or delivery trucks in many industries. Why this moment feels different? Not a trend, but a turning point. There have been robotic platforms before. Delivery robots, warehouse automation, cleaning robots, inspection bots. But nearly all faced two major limitations. Either they required carefully controlled environments, or they were single-purpose machines. Once a new environment or task emerged, they failed. MobED changes both constraints. It's built for variability and flexibility. Its core, the eccentric wheel mechanism, adaptive mobility, autonomy, is designed not for a single use but for many. The same robot that delivers a package in a city could move parts inside a factory, transport gear on a film set, or navigate a hospital corridor. It is not an experiment, it is a platform. Furthermore, Hyundai isn't marketing this as a fancy concept. They plan mass production. They have committed resources. This isn't a publicity stunt, it's a business decision. And that signals confidence, maturity, and recognition that robotics is no longer a frontier toy. It is becoming a strategic, scalable tool. The significance is broader than one robot. It suggests that robotics is graduating from the lab and entering the world.